So hello there, and today I'm going to be showing you how you can become 37 times better in a 1 year span by getting better at whatever it is you want in life for 1% a day. So sounds pretty simple, right? Well, yes and no. I recently read a book and it was just so incredible that I just had to sum it up for you, at least a part of it. And here is the 1% rule that I learned. I'm guessing that you want a transformation, like some sort of rapid success. And I'm going to tell you that it's all about habits, baby. In order to get 37 times better in a 1 year time period, you need to know the 4 stages of habit formation. And they are noticing, wanting, doing, and liking. The strategy about noticing is implementation intentions. And hold up, I'll simplify it. So a lot of people think they lack motivation to do something, but what they really lack is clarity. You might think you have to be more motivated or have more willpower to get like a habit down. If I just felt like meditating, if I really felt like writing, if I genuinely felt like wanting to work out, I would do it, right? But well, in fact, if you don't have a plan for it, you just won't do it in the long run. So you wake up each day wondering like you would feel like writing, working out, or even meditating. Instead, you can take like the decision making out of it by stating to yourself when, how, or where you want to implement the habit. So it might sound like really easy to just write down a plan and just do it, but we all know that life has a habit of throwing like challenges along your way.
What the hell?
And it's not that easy. Here's a strategy that I can give to you. So think about the habit or the goal or the most important thing you want to achieve. And now imagine a half year from now, you failed. Like there's motivation for you. Thank you. Imagine all the details, what happened, what led you off course, and what challenged you. Now, once you have all this like laid in front of you, you can start making better choices how to develop a plan. Now you can see all the challenges that you might encounter along the way beforehand and build a routine around them, taking them into consideration. For example, you might want to exercise, let's say every Tuesday and Friday at 6 p.m. But also if you don't do it, let's say for example, you have to take your kids to football practice, then you can rearrange your schedule for working out to 7 a.m. So basically you can adjust to the incoming challenges ahead of time. Moving on to the next one that I mentioned in the beginning, and it is wanting. So as James Clear mentioned in his book, one of the most overlooked drivers of our habits is our physical environment. This is actually like a really cool insight to our desires. Environment influences them like really hard. We really want things just because it's an option. But the good news for you is you don't have to be a victim of your environment. You can become the architect of it. Meaning that you can design something or a system that makes your good behaviors easier and your bad behaviors harder. So if you want to become a better cook, for example, you can buy some cool kitchen gadgets and make cooking more appealing. If you want to read more, then just after making your bed in the morning, just place a book on your pillow. So when you go to bed in the evening, you just pick it up, read a few pages and go to sleep. Many of our desires are simply shaped because the environment shapes them that way. The moral of the story here is it's really hard to get like a habit to stick when your environment doesn't support it. Like sure, you can work out in a room filled with like unhealthy snacks and unhealthy people for some while, but in the long run, it's very unlikely that you will follow through and get the habit to stick. This brings us to doing. So the most important thing for you to do when starting a new habit is to stick to it, suck it up, and just put those reps in. I can explain it to you in a cool graph. So any outcome that you want is just a point on a spectrum of repetitions. The more reps you put in, the more likely you are to achieve the goal. But the trick here is to optimize for the starting line and not for the finish line. So often when we think about habits, goals, achievements, and routines, we think about milestones. Like how much dough we want to have in the bank, how many followers we want to have on Instagram or TikTok, how much weight we want to lose, and so on. The problem here, it's all fixed on the finish line. But if you can optimize for the starting line and make it as simple as possible just to get those first reps in, then the outcome comes as a natural result. So let's ease ourselves into liking. And first, if I may ask you, just start by liking this video if you find value in it. But on the topic of liking, the only way you can get yourself to repeat something is because you enjoy it, right? Because you like the reward. But sorry, I'm going to burst your bubble here. There's a problem with habits and rewards overall. Because the immediate consequence to a habit is the cost that happens in the moment, and the reward is often delayed. So you really need to have a plan on how to get these rewards into the present moment, like some sort of gratification, let's say, just to keep you going. And my 21st century high-end tip over here is to get a wall calendar. So every time you do this 1% task, let's say you want to be a comedian and you write jokes for 50 minutes a day, do a X on the calendar that day. Yes, you are going to have missing X's or days here and there, but at some point you are going to get a really cool chain of X's going. No pun intended there. 4, 5, 6, even 7 days in a row. And this is the point when a really cool part of the human psyche kicks in. Your only goal becomes not to break the chain. And trust me, it was even surprising to me, but this works really good. At that time, it doesn't matter if your jokes are Dave Chappelle level or they suck really bad. The only thing that matters now is to keep on writing and don't break the chain. It's basically like playing a video game in real life and your calendar becomes I don't know what they call it, a progress bar? Maybe. People get really thrown off by the idea that if they want to achieve something new or a new habit, then they have to stop everything else. But actually, it's not how it works. Change happens piece by piece, brick by brick, habit by habit. And gradually, you will become someone new. With consistency and repetitions, you can not only change your results, but your identity. So James Clear verbalizes this really nicely. The more evidence we have for a belief, the more likely we are to believe it. Mind blown there. So let's say you cook something every day from a recipe book, you begin to believe that you are a better cook. And you are. If you study math every day for 15 minutes, you begin to believe that you are better at math. And you are. So the actions that you take are going to provide you with the evidence of who you are. So basically, every action that you take is a vote for the type of person that you wish to be. The more votes that you cast, the more likely you are to win the election. It doesn't have to be unanimous, meaning you don't have to be perfect all the time. None of us are. But true change is identity change. The goal here is not to read a book, it's to become a reader. The goal here is not to lift weights at a, lifting challenge. It's to become a weightlifter. The goal is not to write a book, it's to become a writer. And the way to become something or someone is by doing something. So when you change your habits, you change your life. And if you want to have some great tips on what habits to start your day with, then you can check out this video where I did exactly that. And thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one, and peace.